Hello, my name is HaleyGilmore, and this is my Behance website portfolio. I have uploaded all the projects that I have in my portfolio, and the way I uploaded them is I uploaded them in sections. At first I was going to upload them all in just one PDF, but I didn't think that sounded or looked very proficient. Is that the word I want to use? Yeah, proficient. So instead I grouped them in different projects and different groups. So certain ones that go with each other are together but still separate, so that not all my projects are condensed into one giant thing. So let's get into my first project over here. Oh geez. So I named it the Venice Advertisement Billboards because that's basically what it is. Here I have my logo that I created for Venice, and alongside with my 3 billboards that I have created and that I've improved. You were right, the darker brown did look a lot better with that billboard. So there is that. It's not one of my favorite projects, but I like it. It's one of the ones that I actually do appreciate, but it's not one of my favorites, I would say. I guess I could have done better maybe if I had taken the photos myself, but I don't live in Venice, and so during the project we had to look up photos that were labeled for reuse with modification, and so that's what I did. Still wish I could have taken my own photos though. That would have been great. On to the next project, which is both of my packaging designs together. I was just going to put them separately, but since they're both packaging designs, I decided to put them together. I have my black rose and my BBT design here. I like the black rose a lot better. I like that it looks very modern. I'm not too proud though of the BB Black Bold T. I just don't really, I think I could have done a lot better on it, to be honest. And this still doesn't look right. I've spent hours and hours trying to fix that, trying to find the right image to put with it, trying to find the right font, and just like, no matter how much time I spent on that, it just did not work. It frustrated me, but I had a couple of my friends look at it and they said it was alright, but they're not graphic design, geniuses. Again, this is just like the other previous project too. This includes images that were labeled for reuse with modification, as does pretty much almost all my work has those, because that's what we were required to do. So like this rose design is reused with modification, so is this government warning. No, actually, wait. No, the government warning was actually given to us in this zip file. Same thing with the barcode box. Same thing with this barcode box. And a lot of these elements were just packaged with us. And they said you need to use these in your package design, and that's what we did. Alright, time for Stella's Foundation. Stella's Foundation is actually my favorite project that I did because it was so much fun creating this logo. We actually sketched it out on paper first, and I had tons of different sketches of what I thought it could look like, and this one was my favorite, and I really like the colors too. Like, if I was going to actually make if I was actually going to create an organization, I would definitely want to use like Stella's Foundation and like create that, because I really had fun doing this project. And this is the kind of stuff that I really enjoy doing. I like making letterheads, I like making logos, I like making business cards. And it was so much fun because I really like Illustrator, and I got to really experiment in Illustrator when creating the logo and how to get the letters to look like that. And I didn't want it to look childish. Like, it had to look childish because it's a children organization, but it still had to look professional enough for parents to trust it and think of it as a professional organization. I think the only thing I would fix about this now that I'm looking back at it, is probably this number. Probably should have, like, because there's like unnatural space here, and I didn't realize this until just now. Dang, I should have changed that. I'm going to change that, actually. But this space right here, it's like so much space here and not enough space here. Which, I mean, is okay because it's being aligned with the name, but it just feels unnatural. Next is Aqua Excursions. Again, during this project, was it he or she? I don't remember, but they gave us all these images in a zip file and told us that we had to use so many, and I used quite a few of them, if not all of them. I don't remember all of them, but I used quite a few, as you can see. This is like a 3-page pamphlet. This is like the outside, and this is the inside, so the way that it would fold was quite peculiar and kind of hard to do, fitting in like all the words and all the information. But I got it down there. This is probably my second favorite, with Stella being my first favorite, just because I could never get this part to look right. Again, this is like with the BBT package design, is I could never get this to look right, even though I spent hours on it trying to make it look just right. But as you can see, I took the black lines off, like you said, and I severely apologize for the Comic Sans. That is unacceptable. I'm sorry about that, but I fixed that too. So there's that. I had fun in Illustrator creating these waves. It's probably my favorite part about this project, is creating the waves. Alright, next is Gil Sans, and I like that in Behance you can crop a title page, and the way that it got to crop is that because there's blue and pink, it kind of looks like it's highlighted or whatever. I really like how that came out. So I named this History of Gil Sans. Obviously, I was actually kind of disappointed that Gil's Comic Sans wasn't a topic, but I understand why it's ragely against, or really bad to use that, but it's just such a funny font, and I find it quite humorous that it exists. So the thing that I like about this project most is this, because we had to use fonts, like the font that we were doing, to create a character, and this character is actually from a video game, and his name is Sans. His name is Sans, so I thought that'd be cool to put Gil Sans because that's his name, and he's also famous for his puns, so I said, well, you know what, if I'm going to put that character on there, then I got to put a pun in here, so I put this font is sensational. When I see it, I giggle. And I hope that maybe my potential employer or somebody else would see this and maybe giggle at it. I kind of regret, though, the color scheme I chose for this. I both love it and hate it at the same time. Like, these are two colors that I really like, but they really pop. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. And I kind of go back and forth debating it. Like, this cool colors and they go good together, but then they kind of don't go together. I'm hoping my employer maybe my potential employer will see that they like these colors together and see that I like to do bold and pop colors, which is why I'm glad I included this in my portfolio. And that concludes my projects. Out of all these projects, Stella's my favorite. The kayak renting company is probably my next favorite. But I'm hoping to add more, maybe, of different projects as I grow through graphic design field. And I'm hoping to get a job that sees that I like doing print designs and maybe hiring me to do logos and business cards and the such. That is all. Thank you so much. I hope you have a good weekend. Bye.